Interview with Tanya Fourie about Kempsdorp, take one.
Huh?
First up, just introduce yourself, tell us what you do at the police and how you got into becoming a detective.
In 2004 I joined the police. I was in the army for 4 years. So I decided to join the police in 2004. And in 2006 I became a detective in Warrington. And this is where I started to dealing with rape cases. Until 2017, I was dealing only with rape cases at the FCS unit. And after that, I decided to go to Ventersdorp for normal detectives. And then now I'm in Klerksdorp for the TPCI. I'm only doing commercial fraud cases now.
Why did you change?
I'm married and my husband's in the army, so I have to move where he is based in Potch. So this is where the change came from. Moved from UNCUT to Ventersdorp, but I actually stay in Potch.
Is it a relief to not be doing rape cases?
To be honest, it is a relief because you're working with cases that it's very emotional. You get emotional involved with it, especially very young children. And even on that time when I was dealing with all the rape cases, I didn't have children of my own. So that was very challenging for me. But to be honest, yes, it was not actually good for your emotions to do that cases.
And in your time, on average, how many cases do you think you must have worked on?
40, 50 cases, and most of my cases I have success on. I can have all my cases I'm working on. I keep track of it, sentences. I write it down. So I make a whole profile of myself of all my cases I was dealing with. And out of these 50 cases, I can give you 39 cases that were solved and convicted.
And what is sort of the common rape case in South Africa? Like, what's your classic South African rape case?
Like for children, most of my cases, it's men raping children.
And why do you think that that's such a big thing?
Because children cannot defend themselves. Children are vulnerable. Children cannot speak up in most cases. And most of my cases, the children that was being raped is by a family member or a person they know. It is not the person that just came out of nowhere and just raped. It is persons that they know, deal with them in the community.
Do you think that these men maybe don't think that what they're doing is that wrong? Like, do you think maybe culturally there's an...
In my career, if someone is raped in the community, I like to go deeper in with my investigation. Why did they do it? And some cultures think the mood or of the people told them, if you rape a child, you will not get maybe HIV positive, or you will not get, you will not be cursed, or all that kind of stuff. And they believe it, and they think if they rape a child, it is normal. I don't know how to explain to you, but it's not normal.
Right. At the time of the EDL case, what was it like working at SAPS at the time, and what was kind of the state of crime in UNCUT Ventersdorp at the time?
FCS is a cluster. We're working not only in UNCUT, we're working in, the whole cluster is of 5 places. It's Winserton, Warrington, UNCUT, Pampierstad and Hartswater. So most of the cases was a rape and assault GBH we were dealing with on that stage.
And what are those areas like?
It's rural areas. It's very small towns. There's not like malls. So it's small places where this crime is being committed.
So how did this case land on your desk? I mean, obviously you dealt with rape. That was like your thing, but...
The crime was committed in UNCUT, and we all working actually together with cases. And my colleague, Sergeant Shahaku, she's the one who was on standby when this crime was committed, the child who was being raped. It was a 4-year-old. And while we investigate, we saw that something is wrong in this case. Me and Shahaku, we was partners, so we working together, we interview together. And while I interview me, you must remember she was the only witness on that time when this rape was committed. And while I interview, one of the normal detectives, we was sitting next to each other, the normal detectives came to me and asked, "Why are you interviewing me?" I said, "But she's a witness in a rape case." And then he said, "She's also a witness in my case of a drowning of a 3-year-old child." And something was not right for me. Why is she always only the only witness? So I asked the detective, "Give me that docket, I want to read through it." And during my investigation, I go back to the crime scenes. I go back to visit the mother of the deceased. And she said, "But the only witness was here." And the place where that child was drowning, it's far from that victim's house. And while I investigated, I saw there's something wrong. He is my prime suspect here. And I asked my colleagues, "Can I take both cases? I want to investigate it." And that is why this case belongs on my desk. I asked them, "Something is wrong, I want to investigate these 2 cases together."